The Story of the Green River Killer, A Dark History. Between 1982 and 1984, a series of horrific murders unfolded in Washington state, leaving a chilling mark on the Pacific Northwest. The Green River Killer claimed the lives of at least 49 young women, predominantly sex workers and runaways. These victims were often lured under false pretenses, only to meet a tragic fate. The timeline reveals a disturbing pattern. The first confirmed victim, Wendy Caulfield, disappeared in July 1982, with the killings escalating rapidly over the next 2 years. By the end of 1984, the community was gripped by fear as bodies began to surface in the Green River, highlighting the brutal reality of the situation. The sheer number of victims underscores the urgency for justice and the horror of the events that transpired. Gary Ridgway, known as the Green River Killer, was born on February 18, 1949, in Salt Lake City, Utah. His early life was marked by a troubled relationship with his mother, who was emotionally distant and critical. This dynamic fostered feelings of inadequacy and rage within him. Ridgway's childhood was further complicated by bullying and social isolation, which likely contributed to his developing antisocial traits. As he grew older, he exhibited troubling behaviors, including a fascination with violence. These psychological factors, combined with a lack of empathy, set the stage for his horrific actions in the early 1980s. Ridgway's ability to blend into society, coupled with his deep-seated issues, created a chilling juxtaposition between his outward normalcy and his inner darkness, ultimately leading to his heinous crimes. The victims of the Green River Killer were primarily young women, many of whom faced dire circumstances. Often marginalized, they came from troubled backgrounds, struggling with issues such as addiction, poverty, and homelessness. Some were runaways seeking solace or escape, while others were engaged in survival sex work, desperate to make ends meet. Each life lost was a story untold, filled with dreams and aspirations that were abruptly cut short. Their vulnerability made them easy targets for a predator like Gary Ridgway. As we delve into their lives, we uncover the harsh realities they faced, evoking a deep sense of empathy. These women were not just statistics. They were daughters, sisters, and friends, each deserving of remembrance and justice, highlighting the horror of their tragic fates. The investigation into the Green River Killer was fraught with challenges that law enforcement struggled to overcome. One significant hurdle was the lack of advanced technology in the early 1980s. DNA analysis was in its infancy, and forensic tools were limited, making it difficult to connect evidence to a suspect. Additionally, the vast search areas in the dense forests and remote locations of the Pacific Northwest complicated efforts to locate victims and gather crucial evidence. Investigators faced overwhelming terrain that spanned hundreds of miles, often leading to dead ends. The sheer number of missing persons reports added to the confusion, as detectives worked tirelessly to piece together a timeline. These obstacles created a frustrating environment, where every lead was critical, yet often unproductive, prolonging the search for justice. Gary Ridgway employed various disturbing tactics to lure his victims, primarily targeting vulnerable women, often those involved in sex work. He would approach them under the guise of offering a ride, using charm and false promises to gain their trust. Once in his vehicle, he would manipulate the situation, often leading them to secluded areas. Ridgway's behavior exhibited chilling patterns. He displayed a remarkable ability to evade capture while maintaining a facade of normalcy in his daily life. He often revisited crime scenes, reliving his actions and maintaining control over his victims even after their deaths. His systematic approach to killing, combined with a lack of remorse, paints a harrowing picture of a man who found pleasure in the suffering of others, making him one of the most notorious serial killers in history. Gary Ridgway stands out among serial killers due to his chilling ability to blend into society, presenting himself as an ordinary man. This facade of normality allowed him to evade suspicion for years. Ridgway's psychological profile reveals traits often associated with antisocial personality disorder, characterized by a lack of empathy and remorse. Unlike many killers driven by rage or trauma, Ridgway exhibited a calculated approach, often luring vulnerable women with promises of work or companionship. His unique method of targeting sex workers reflects a disturbing perception of their worth, viewing them as disposable. This detachment from societal norms raises questions about the nature of evil and how someone can lead a seemingly normal life while committing heinous acts. Understanding Ridgway's psyche is crucial in unraveling the complexities of serial killers. The Green River Killer's reign of terror left deep, lasting scars on the community of Seattle and its surrounding areas. Families of the victims still grapple with their unimaginable loss, often sharing heart-wrenching stories of their loved ones. In interviews, family members express their pain and anger, revealing how the murders shattered their lives and the sense of safety in their neighborhoods. The fear that gripped the region during the early 1980s created a palpable tension, affecting daily life and interactions among residents. Community memorials and support groups emerged, fostering a sense of solidarity among those impacted. However, the memories of the victims linger, reminding the community of the darkness that once overshadowed their lives. Healing remains a slow, ongoing process as they seek justice and closure. In the year 2001, a significant breakthrough in the Green River Killer case occurred, leading to the capture of Gary Ridgway. After years of investigation, advancements in DNA technology played a crucial role in linking Ridgway to the crime scenes. Law enforcement officials had been meticulously gathering evidence, and a cold case task force was established, reigniting hope for the victims' families. When Ridgway was apprehended, he initially denied involvement, but ultimately confessed to the chilling details of his crimes. His confession revealed the depths of his depravity, as he admitted to murdering numerous women, many of whom were vulnerable and marginalized. This revelation sent shockwaves through the community, highlighting the profound impact of his actions and the long-awaited justice for the victims and their families. The courtroom was charged with tension as Gary Ridgway faced justice for his heinous crimes. Families of the victims filled the seats, their faces etched with grief and anger. As Ridgway entered, a palpable silence fell, broken only by the soft sobs of those who had lost loved ones. The emotional weight of the trial was overwhelming, with testimonies revealing the profound impact of his actions. Victims' families shared heart-wrenching stories, detailing the lives that were stolen and the void left behind. Some spoke of forgiveness, while others expressed a desire for vengeance. As the verdict was read, a mixture of relief and sorrow swept through the room. Ridgway's sentencing brought a sense of closure for some, yet the scars of his brutality would linger forever in the hearts of the bereaved. The legacy of the Green River Killer continues to haunt the Pacific Northwest, as the search for closure remains a painful journey for the victims' families. Despite the capture and confession of Gary Ridgway, the emotional scars linger, reminding us of the lives lost and the families shattered. This case has profoundly impacted criminal psychology and law enforcement, highlighting the importance of understanding the mind of a serial killer. It has led to advancements in investigative techniques and a greater emphasis on victim advocacy. The haunting stories of the victims serve as a reminder that behind the statistics are real people with dreams and loved ones. As we reflect on this dark chapter, we must strive to ensure that such tragedies are not repeated, learning from the past to protect future generations.